Hi, I'm
Hi.
Corey.
I'm Tyler.
Don't cut me off.
Dude, don't even start.
All right.
We're not even a minute.
I know. You starting with me.
I'm your boss.
What?
You didn't know?
I didn't know that. Welcome to SDS.
Where you get your gaming news and two buffoons. And another
Only
guy.
one. Hi, Harold.
Yeah, about that. So we've upgraded. We're still looking at upgrading. Hopefully the chat stream, whatever's at 60 frames per second, trying it out like that. It looks fine to me right now, as what I
I
can
think
tell.
everything looks good. I gotta sit up a little bit.
Well,
Let
yeah.
me zip up so I'm not showing off the taco meat. Sorry. Never heard
Okay.
that? That's
No,
what
I
they call it?
haven't.
Chest hairs. That's what white people saying. I'm just saying. I thought you would have known. Sorry.
All right. Anyway, so what do we have the news? What do we have on the agenda for today?
Besides Apex Legends?
Besides that, he's been ranting and raving about the game that just got released 3 days ago.
It came out on Monday.
Came out on Monday. Which,
I already have 500 kills. I haven't slept. I've just been no life in it. No, in all seriousness, we've been talking passionately about the new issue with Facebook in terms of the selling your soul almost for $20.
Right. He had his rant about Apple maybe going to USB-C.
I don't want to share chargers with Android users. I'm sorry. It's just how I feel.
It brings a lot more to the table, but all right. And then also we have the iFixit group giving us iPhone batteries for $30, including a whole repair kit, which is great for the whole movement of repair your own devices.
Yeah.
The stream's looking good. So, Aggro Grind.
Thank you, Bobby.
What's up?
Hey, beautiful.
Yeah. Sweet. Thanks for mentioning. I all tabbed for a second, but
Yeah, I was gonna like tap you a little bit, just be like, hey, we don't
Go
have a
back.
chat. And then after we have gameplay in regards to Apex Legends, I'm not gonna be there for that because I'm gonna get too absorbed.
I told him he had to play it, or at least commentate on it, and
I'll
he's gonna
comment on it, but I can't play it because
And
I'll zone out.
Yeah, and I'm more of a PC guy, so I don't know how I'm gonna do. I've always done really well with multiplayer Call of Duty.
He's gonna do shit. It's okay. We know. Is that better?
Oh,
Oh, shucks. Shnikes.
Yeah, so we're gonna see how that plays. Me and Harold will commentate it, and then Corey will take a back seat.
Really, dude? During Black History Month? Moving on. So let's get on with the first bit of news.
Yeah.
I made you turn red.
I might be really loud. Sorry, I'm trying to come back.
That was a good one. That was a good laugh.
After I said it, I realized apparently it's gonna try to give you a gift card for an app for you to pay you to install an app on your phone and look at all your stuff and see what you're doing on your phone, where you go, etc., etc. Pretty much open access into your life for $20.
That's kind of like, I think Apple just targeted, I think, some of their apps on the App Store because they were seen as screen recording people's information. It just broke not too long ago. I want to say maybe between no more than 24 hours that the story broke that Apple's top apps on their marketplace were taking people's information, and they put a ban on that today. Like, hey, if you guys don't stop this, we're gonna shut you guys down.
Wow.
So again, like, information privacy has to be at the forefront of, any, I don't even want to get into politics, but that's, or just anything with the government. Like, if you need to privatize people's personal information in their lives. Companies should not have access to, any of your information, no ifs, ands, buts about it.
No.
So to even want to consider taking on this Facebook thing just for a gift card, like I said before, $20. This isn't, it's not 100. We're not talking about a couple thousands. You're talking about people's privacy. Like, we don't know where this information is going. You may say it's going back to Facebook, but for what? Algorithms, analytics, like...
Well, Facebook had this whole, months ago, the blow up where they're selling. How does Facebook make money? Well, they sell the user data to everybody else.
But that's what I'm saying. For just
for $20.
$20.
I'm gonna say it's a lot of money still. Not like to you, $20 for like your information is not a lot of money, but to Facebook, $20 per person that uses it.
Oh no, I understand that. There's millions of users, and
Yeah.
it's $20. It all adds up. But what I'm saying, no matter what,
I wouldn't.
the incentive isn't there for me to download an app for you to get that like that.
It's on the same level to me as like if we set up a live stream camera 24/7 in either of our houses, like in either your living room or your bedroom, whatever. People do that, and they let you in on their life like a fly on the wall for money. And like I guess there's sites that pay. You have to pay subscription. Some people do it on Twitch.
Yeah, I was about to say, look at the IRL people on Twitch. Like, well, technically, we are doing that here, but we're making a talk show out of it.
Yeah,
I
but
get
like,
that.
there's also people like there's a few streamers that just like do the just chatting where they're talking to you.
Yeah.
But other people like literally just set up a camera and just sit on the couch and type away.
I think that I'm not gonna say, it's weird to me.
It's weird. $20 is too little. I don't think we should even going into the realm of it at all.
I don't even think it should be a topic for conversation. Like, I don't know.
The government should be stepping in and be like, hey, what are you doing? But Apple did pretty much remove that app from their app store.
They're going after several apps. Like, it's crazy. Like,
Yeah.
I didn't get the breakdown of like what apps are doing it, but if you can research it on your own time, viewers, we'll probably try and do that for you guys as well. Maybe bring up a list in a later segment. But
And actually, let me just
it's
put
a
it
little
in
ridiculous.
the Twitch chat where I have my link. So
Yeah, it's a little crazy to think that there are apps on your phone right now that's recording your data.
yeah, and that's why I don't really download much.
I don't even think you might have. I don't even know if you are downloading that much as it's going into like. I don't know if it's going into your web browsing history, your emails. Like, it's scary to think that these things are doing all of that right now. Like, that could be sitting on your cell phone.
First and foremost, always trust and make sure that you know
Give me
where
at
it's
least
coming
$100.
from. At least 100.
At least 100.
At least 100.
I'm fine with that.
Yeah. Next story. So Apple's testing iPhones with 3 rear cameras and a USB-C port. Now this is more so like, hey, here's an idea. Not so much they're going forward with it. They just kind of want to see, one, obviously because it was leaked to the public, that what do people want to say or see.
Yeah.
He doesn't want USB-C. That's fine. I'm kind of indifferent.
I don't mind if we switch over to the USB-C. I just don't want to have to deal with other people possibly stealing my chargers. That's the issue with me with universal charging cables, is because people, whose charger is this? Oh, I don't know. Okay, it's mine now. Like, those are conversations that we're having as of right now. Whereas if I'm in a room full of Androids and I got an iPhone, I got my charger.
Yeah, we're like,
I don't know about you.
For example, I like to go out and do Pokemon Go. Now, I have plenty of iPhone chargers because my girlfriend and I both have iPhones.
Yeah.
It's easy. If I've had Android users come up and be like, hey, can I borrow a charging cable? I go, sorry, man, I just only have iPhone. For me, I don't want to give my stuff out to this random guy, but at least I have that kind of fallback.
Yeah, but now switching over to USB-C is, it's a different conversation that you're having now. Okay, cool, and I get the benefits for it.
Yeah.
A better charge.
Video output if you want to, if they allow it.
Yeah, but then what are the drawbacks? All right, you already took away the Lightning port. I mean, you already took away the aux cord.
Right.
For the aux port, for your
iPhones in general. But even some Androids are doing that.
Well, there's a phone I think that is completely.
Oh yeah, we talked about that.
Holeless, if you want to go that route.
There's no port on it. It's just now relying on wireless charging.
Yeah, wireless charging. I just found out the specs on my wireless charger not too long ago. It's a Yahoot, I believe, charging pad.
Right.
Takes 3.5 hours to charge my cell phone. But it's a slow charge. I don't mind that, mostly because I'm home and I take that wireless charger with me to work.
Right.
Or even if I'm over at a party at my aunt's house, like my wireless charger is there.
Mm-hmm.
I know that that's mine.
Yeah.
I'm the only one that has it. So if that's the route that I gotta go now, I am all in for wireless charging.
You might have to, but everything else is still going to wireless charging. There's like this one phone that you can wirelessly charge one phone with your own phone.
Yeah, but let's talk about that 3 camera thing though. Like, why?
Well, there's some cameras with some phones with 4 cameras. There's Apple's already at 2 cameras because one's like a widescreen or fisheye or whatever. And
one is to capture foreground, and the other one, if I'm not mistaken, is for background.
Yeah, one's like for portraits only. Or
Well,
whatever. Well, the
you
new
can
one,
portrait on both.
the new one's supposed to be like a super wide one. Where is
Okay.
it?
So that would be the third.
Company's top line camera. Two ones being portrait lens. Yeah, one of the current XS cameras is portrait lens. Creative flexibility and ultra wide angle shots. So that would be the third one. So it would just be a wider lens.
So are we talking
Pretty much, you wouldn't have
a
to.
bigger camera face for the back of the phone?
It would be no. It's like the same thing except I want to say a smaller millimeter. Like, you know how on cameras right now we have a 50 mil on.
Yeah.
We'd probably like go from
Sorry,
if that's a
for
30
reference,
mil.
This
Yeah.
is the XS.
So if it's like a 30 mil, it would just be a little bit wider.
Okay.
Like, not that much, but then it would be
I
just
guess
closer.
we would have to see the design for it, because also the issue with the XS, for further reference, the back of the phone, it's still that raised.
Yeah, which a lot of people are just. I agree with them. Make the phone a little bit thicker, more battery. If we can get rid of that raised.
Because
when
it
I-
is obnoxious, because your phone's always sitting at like
Unless you have a
little incline.
protector on it, which is,
True.
you know, most people have protectors. But if I get a phone,
Well, you gotta do. It's $1,000 phone, so I'm not. If I dropped it, this is a paycheck in my pocket. If I drop it,
a paycheck, that's 2 paychecks from me.
sorry.
I'm broke.
I mean, I am too.
But anyway, yeah, so it's kind of cool. It right now, like I said, they're testing it. We don't know what they're doing. We'll find out. But it's okay.
I mean, I do want to see the next model
Mhm.
of the iPhone. Not that I'm getting it, because I feel as if the current phones that we have,
Mhm.
what more can you do except for giving me more processing power and/or
Storage, even then, not really.
who wants a terabyte? How much?
Dude, you don't vlog. You don't understand.
I know I don't vlog. I'm just saying. At what point do you want to have that much gig space? I mean, all I do really is I play games on my phone. I got music.
Yeah, most I have, because I right now have a 64. I was going to get the 256. My girlfriend talked me out of it.
I would have taught you out of it too.
But point is, I've been fine on my 64, like 6S from before, because at most I have upwards of 7 gigs of photos if I don't unload them,
Yeah.
because I like to take photos where I go. I have maybe 3 gigs of videos if like movies and stuff.
Mhm.
But if it's like actual capturing videos, maybe I'll have upwards of 10 gigs. But then all my apps are like 10 as well, because I don't have that many apps that take up that much space. So it's like I don't
I
maybe
get it.
use over 40 myself, if that.
I'm just saying, from what I've equated it to is that it's like damn near $20-$30 a pop for each step up for in terms of the gigs. I think
80? Or no, it's an extra 100 for iPhone.
Yeah, that's
So
too much.
Yeah.
Because I think the most is 258 gigs that you can get on an iPhone X and or XS.
I think 256. It goes 64, and then it's supposed to be 128, and then 256.
Okay.
But when I went to get my new phone, the only options they had were 256 and 128 and 256 for XS,
And not the
not the 64. Those
I
might have
got
been
this-
sold out though, because it was
I got the
Black Friday.
64. So my phone came out to like $900 and something. But the more that you went up in the if you went up in increment,
Space, yeah.
you went up in price as well.
But anyway, speaking of iPhone, iFixit is coming at you with a $30 repair kit for most phones. If you're like something older, like the 4S or the 4, I believe it's still available, but it's even like less.
So is that their way around of, hey, sorry, we screwed up your battery?
No, that is not their fault. They're pretty much flying in on Apple's destroyed reputation there. So Apple's like, hey, if you want a new battery, $70 or something. Now that it's changed, Apple went back up or something. But iFixit is pretty much going, hey, we have iPhone batteries.
Are they their own company? Like
They're
not
their own company.
Oh, okay, I was gonna ask if they were a subsidiary of.
No.
Okay.
They're pretty much people who went, hey, let's fix phones for a living. And then, hey, let's supply the parts. And then, hey, let's make videos. Like it was actually
showing
pretty
you
cool.
how to do it.
Yeah,
That makes
because
sense.
I was watching a documentary on them, and like when the X first came out, they literally flew to Australia, where it came out first, to like go there, film a video of how to carefully take out apart an XS. Like they had one person like on the line first, so they have like different tiers of people. Like you get there, you have the camera set up and ready to go, and then someone's carefully figuring out how to take apart the phone. Like it took them upwards of 8 hours.
I like watching those videos too, because I do that a lot on YouTube. Because when the Xbox One X first came out, they had a guy who actually like went in and then deconstructed it to show you, okay, this is what's in it. Here's the cool new vapor chamber that it has, and he put it all back together. I was like, wow, like either you've done this before, but no, I am intrigued by watching those videos. So it's cool that they're actually showing people, hey, not only do we have the parts and we're supplying you with it for $30, but here's a tutorial on how to do it as well.
Right.
That's a nice little hustle.
It's great, and one day we'll get there.
Well, one day.
We're slowly going. Oh, let's actually have to speak to you about that. Our possibly surprise guest for next time. I have an idea.
Okay.
We can possibly.
You think?
Yeah, sometimes.
Nice.
Anyway, let's see what's next. We could talk about your graphics card you put in.
Oh, okay. So, ladies and gentlemen, there's a new crop of graphics cards that I guess we can say that they started a year off. I don't know if they came out between October to now, because I know that I was still looking at a couple of them. For my own sake, I wanted to get the 260. The 2060 RTX by NVIDIA. They're dope, but the pricing for some of them to me don't really make any sense.
And speaking of, we have rumors point to February 15th launch for the NVIDIA GeForce GTX 1660.
1660. Okay,
so
that's
an even step up from 1080, but now it's a step below 2000. Dude,
but the prices for them are ridiculous, because to buy RTX 2080, right, is this almost the same price as buying the 1080 Ti. So you're looking at a $800 to $1,000 graphics card right then and there, but at that price, you might as well go after the 1080 if you want to get some sort. I don't know if the specs for the new graphics cards that are coming out quantify the pricing for it. Granted, upgrading to them are upgrading to those graphics cards just set for at least maybe like 5 to 6 years, depending upon
what games
games are coming out. Yeah, like graphics cards in essence, they provide viability for your rigs, and I get that. But to spend $1,000 on a graphics card that's realistically 20% better than the 1080.
Yeah, I would think my philosophy is get them. You can spend that money as long as you're like a few years off of yours. So, for example, I had dual 650 Ti's.
Yeah.
And they were in SLI. It was great. And then as the years went by, the games that started coming out no longer supported SLI. So it went from having 2 graphics cards to really just having 1. And eventually, around the time when Division came out, they had this bundle on Newegg that if you get, on Newegg, if you get a new graphics card in 970 or any of the series, you get Division for free. So it's like, hey, I want the game, I want the graphics card, I got the bundle, it was great. But that was like, I want to say 4 years after I got those graphics cards. Like those, the SLI transferred with me from my old rig to my built one now. And even now, like my 970 still is kicking butt.
Yeah.
It's starting to like kind of notice like, hey, it's not doing as much FPS as I want it to, or hey, this new game that came out, I can't really hit ultra with it anymore. I can only hit high. Even if I'm on high, I want to bring it down because I want that 120 frames per second. It starts like
frames matter.
It does, and especially if you get 120 gigahertz or 120 hertz monitor.
Yeah.
So it's like you have to start figuring it out, and down the line, I'm going to be getting, maybe in a year or two, I'll probably invest into getting a good graphics card, but that's only because I've had this one for
I want to
years.
say, make the investment, that's one.
Yeah.
if you're gaming, doing your own renders and things like that, then yes, okay, I get why you're looking forward to the cards. But there's also the tiers now. So the 1060, the 1070, and the 1080 are now the 2060, 2070, and 2080. Yeah. However, the prices from those past cards are in the same ballpark figure as the new cards. So the 2060, which the one I'm looking into, is like $350. Okay, right. The last graphics card that I got was the 1060, maybe like a couple months ago, or a year ago. Yeah, a year ago. Was $350 at the time. So the prices are still in that same ballpark figure, but the only benefit that these cards have is ray tracing. Now, ray tracing, if I'm not mistaken, is just a new way to render things, like other things in
additional things.
Yeah, like fire and I think water particles and stuff like that. Like that's cool and all, but that's not worth it to me in my eyes for like an extra $200.
It's very much a gimmick, and
that only one company is utilizing.
Well, Fallout 4 did.
It did?
Yeah. So what happened is NVIDIA, when they started like doing ray tracing and all that, I think it wasn't like these graphics cards were meant to do it, but they released a Quest specifically for ray tracing. So they released it globally, anybody can download it, and then you would do ray tracing, and like the whole Quest had these new lights, new particles, all that, and it's supposed to make you go, whoa. Like, because it really was cool. It's you walk down a hallway, it feels like you're walking down a hallway and not some artificially made whatever.
I mean, the showcase for Battlefield 5, that was what made me go, okay. Yeah, but when they dropped the prices, I was like, no. Because, like, I guess, when I first got into worrying about graphics cards and brand new processors, I was looking into what they were developing it around. So I was like, okay, maybe I'll wait for the new set of cards to come out and then maybe consider rebuilding the rig.
Right.
But not for ray tracing. If I only thought it was for Battlefield 5, because that was the game that they were showcasing, like this is using ray tracing to its potential.
Yeah.
And I'm just sitting there like, what is it? You're showing me a fire reflection on a puddle into a car. Sorry about that. Noisy neighbors.
Yeah. I don't know where those guys live, but it's a moped or something. Okay.
People still do that?
I guess so.
All right.
But yeah, I mean, tell us what you think. AgroGrind says ray tracing. Right? I'm pretty sure. Yeah. Okay. Those weren't like chickens.
He is a chicken.
Or Pikachus?
Pikachus. Thunderbolts?
No, maybe.
I can't see it.
Dude, it's tiny.
So why don't you increase the zoom in?
Dude, no, that's too much. It's too easy.
What's too easy?
Zooming in.
To zoom in.
No. I want to be the old parent that is just like, I need to look at something closer.
You mean a dad?
I think that's what
I want to be that parent. Yeah, dad. Like every dad.
Every dad when they hit like 40. Actually, no, like 50, 60.
Probably.
55. I want to say 55 is when you start like
there, so
age. What? You're closer than me.
Yeah. Black don't crack.
But tell us what you guys think. Would you get a new ray tracing car?
Card.
Words.
Still can't use them, right?
Nope. Would you get a raid tracing card?
A raid tracing? You are just old. Would you get a new ray tracing card? Or are you going to stick to your old ones? For me...
Thoughts?
I think I would get the 2060. It is the most affordable. Unless you're going the route of pre-built PCs. I know a lot of people don't like that, but NZXT is actually... I've watched somebody build their rig through NZXT, and the pricing for it actually made sense. She spent about like $2,000, but what she spent $2,000 on were a very good build. Like, she doesn't have to upgrade her PC for like years, as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah, most of the like general websites that like are built around that are really good about keeping your price to the actual price point. Alienware, which I like, I had one, but it's a gimmick. It's like, hey,
it's a gimmick.
But it's just they put so much money into like, oh, look at the fins that pop up. But does that increase my FPS.
Can we put the graphic of the guy who was talking about the aliens for like the History Channel with like the crazy hair, like that right there, just over your face? Whoa! Sorry, I'm creating problems.
You have anything else you want to talk about? You want to clue us in on this new schmancy fancy game?
All right, so Respawn Entertainment threw everybody in the gaming community for a loop. Everybody. Because it was like short notice. They released a new BR. Now, what does BR stand for, you might ask?
No idea. Bad Republic.
Wow.
Banana Republic.
Banana Republic? I don't think that's what that stands for.
What does it
Battle
stand for?
Royale.
Oh.
Much like Fork Knife,
But you see,
PUBG.
Banana Republic,
I don't care.
at least in Kim Possible, was a clothing store.
How did you
Be
go
a shop.
from Kim Possible to Fortnite?
Hold on. I got this.
And you gotta do the lady who's like, just move my eyes with the math equations going on in the background. But no, seriously, Kim Possible to...
In Kim Possible, there's a store called Banana Republic, which is mostly a clothing store and all that stuff. So it's like I was going, oh, you're buying stuff, clothing, cosmetic items, and it's a Fortnite BR, which means Banana Republic. So it's you're buying
Have
mostly
you
cosmetic
ever been
items.
kicked out of your room?
Girlfriend, yeah.
Kick him out his room again, please.
Back to Apex.
Great game, free, and that's what I think a lot of people are pushing for. I think it already has 10.5 million users already on the on its servers.
Mm-hmm.
Well, it's not cross-platform. Hopefully they'll do cross-play, so I can slap a couple PlayStation users. Sorry. Anyway, very great mechanic-wise. The gunplay on it is smooth. It almost feels as if I want to say it is like Titanfall 2,
Right.
but other than that, well, it is Titanfall 2. It's just the powers work differently per character. Now it's a character-based BR,
Mm-hmm.
so you're picking out of a pool of, I want to say, 8 different characters, 8 slots, yeah. So it's a 3v3 based BR that uses its own characters that have each a different set of unique powers, except for 2. If I must say so, because 2 people have the same special, which doesn't make any sense to me.
Doesn't matter.
Moving on. I think as of right now, it is the shiny new toy that people want to play with,
Mm-hmm.
but it's really good. Like,
Mm.
it feels really good in hand. Like, just the weapon sliding, the looting system for it. It's not clunky. It's not a gimmick. It's actually, like, to me, it's solidifying itself as being one of the better battle royales out there as of right now.
Well,
Hopefully it takes out Fortnite.
let's get that set up, and we'll be right back. We'll have some pleasant music, pretty much the same music as the start. We'll figure that out. Don't worry.
The
Transformers having sex. Yes.
Shh, can't say that.
My bad. Okay.
But anyway, let's get to the gameplay, and I can't wait for you guys to try it out. You haven't played it yet, right? Or you have?
I played the training.
Oh,
on the
PC.
PC.
So you haven't played it.
No, and I don't play BRs on Xbox. I only do it on PC. So let's see how I do.